Just thought I better stop by and see if everyone's all right. We tried to get you by phone, but the wires are down.
Benedict, Helen, what's happened? She's usually home long before this. Is something...
Just hold a minute, Mrs. Oates. We don't know that anything's happened to Helen, but there's been another murder.
Oh, I knew she shouldn't have gone into town on a day like today. But it was her day off and she wanted to see a moving picture. Oh, I had a feeling something terrible would happen. I told her not to go.
We don't know that anything's happened to her. If she's out there, we better start checking.
How many does this make? How many more murders will there have to be before this killer stops?
Mrs. Oates, please. There's no good in dredging up what's past. If Helen's out there, we got to try to find her. That's the important thing now. 3. First time he killed was on Maple Street. Second was in the garden near the library. Tonight, he strangled a girl in the hotel. Each time it's been a girl with an imperfection of some kind, like Helen. That's why you gotta try and tell us where she went, who she might be meeting, or what road she might take. You gotta help us find her before he does.
What is it, Mrs. Oates? I heard voices. Oh, it's you, Constable. Is something wrong? It must be to bring you out in such weather.
I hope nothing serious, Professor, but there's been another murder.
Good heavens, is it the same man again?
I'm afraid so.
We're none of us safe with this madman in our midst.
Oh, and Helen's not back yet, Professor. I just know something terrible has happened to her.
Mrs. Oates, please, you gotta try to help us. Professor, perhaps you can help her. You tell me where she might be going, what road to take, or maybe you spoke with her before she left.
I'm afraid I can't help much, Constable. I've been in my study most of the day, and I must confess I've had so little contact with Helen since she's been with us that I haven't the slightest idea of her habits. Perhaps my stepmother, Mrs. Warren, would know more. But I must ask you not to tell her of all this. I don't think her health would stand it. I'll speak with her and let you know what I can.
Professor Warren, remember that murder's involved here and that...
Someone is coming. Perhaps there's nothing to worry about after all.
Oh, Helen, you're safe. Oh, we were worried sick about you.
I'm terribly sorry. I hope we haven't caused any concern.
That's perfectly all right, my boy, as long as you're both safe.
Well, after what happened in town, I thought I'd better give Helen a ride home. I had to make a few calls on the way in and couldn't reach you by telephone. If I should have known you wouldn't have any idea where Helen was.
Well, all's well that ends well. There's still murders to investigate here. Remember, lock up tight tonight. And Helen, perhaps it'd be safer if you stayed at home, in the house, until we get things cleared up.
We're all very relieved, Helen, and we thank you, Doctor. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'll get back to my work. I've left my assistant, Mr. Rice, toiling all alone. Perhaps Mrs. Oates can find some dry things for you, and something to warm you inside as well.
To be sure I can. You just give me that wet coat and I'll have it dry in 10 winks now. Just rest your bones and I'll see if I can't find a little nip of something that will be good for all of us. We are glad you're back safe, Helen. You gave us quite a fright.
Helen? That wasn't a very nice thing to have happen on your day off, was it, Helen? Why don't you tell me about it? You could talk if you really wanted to. Yes, you could. I had been treated about a case very similar to yours in the medical journal yesterday. A girl very much like you. Same age, same background. One day she came home from school. She was full of good news for her father and mother. For that day, she had been told that she had been chosen to recite the Gettysburg Address on Lincoln's birthday. She was so excited that she was hardly conscious of the fire engines rushing to a fire. But suddenly, she became aware. And even before she turned the corner, she knew that it was her house that was in flames. She tried to scream, but no sound came from her lips. She tried to get into the house, but she held back because there was no chance. In front of her eyes, and with no one being there to help her, she saw her father and mother burned to death. You had to find out some way, Helen. I wrote your sister. I couldn't let you go on like this, knowing you could be cured. Helen, I'm going to Boston tomorrow. I've written a doctor there all about you, and he's confident he can help you. Know the words to that? How about a duet? Maybe not now, but just you wait.
Here we are, Doctor. The storm's letting up a bit, but it will feel good to have a dry coat all the same. And here is something to dry us up from the inside as well. A toast. To a long life, and may the constable do his work well. Drink it slowly, dearie. It isn't often that I have the professor's permission to get at his best brandy, if you know what I mean. Oh, I know what you're thinking, Doctor, but a little nip now and then never hurt anyone. When I think how it comforted poor Mr. Oates' last years.
Perhaps a little less nipping and Mr. Oates would still be with us.
Oh, stuff and nonsense.
I'm not your doctor, Mrs. Oates, but a word to the wise.
Now, don't you bother yourself about me. I am as sturdy as a locomotive, even if my gears do need a touch of oil now and then.
If Professor Warren ever gets it in his head to check his wine cellar, I hope that you can run as fast as you can talk.
Oh, get on with you. There must be some place where they'll be needing your good advice.
We are going tomorrow, aren't we, Helen? Good girl. And get plenty of sleep. I'll come by for you tomorrow morning at 10. And in case you're wondering what this is all about, Helen will tell you herself when we get back.
He's a nice young man, but I'm not always sure that he understands what's best for older people. Ow. So, does he still think he can help you get your voice back? He wants you to go to Boston with him, I bet. Well, I wish you luck. If advice were gold, that young man would be as rich as Midas. Who's there? Now, Helen, you stay here. But if I call your name, you run and get Professor Warner, Mr. Rice. Understand? All right. drawer. Now I'm going to have to turn to with the mop. I hope Jenny's all that came in. Oh, no, why did I say that? It's just terrible, that's what it is. As if it isn't bad enough murdering poor defenseless women, but all of the creatures with afflictions, too. First, there was the girl with the scar on her face, and then that poor simple-minded creature, and now a helpless cripple. No wonder we're all a bit jumpy. But I'd better be getting back to my business, and you had better be in to see Mrs. Warren, or she'll be raising the roof again. I have some broth on the stove, so if you come with me, I'll give you a cup to take into her.
Well, I'm glad to see you. Mrs. Warren's determined not to let anyone in her room but you. I've spent the entire afternoon napping and wandering around feeling useless. Good luck. You'll need it. Unless her mood has changed radically since this morning.
You're late. Did you enjoy your motion picture? What have you got in there? Frost? All right, bring it here. I suppose I have to eat something. Don't fuss, though, Helen. If it isn't you, it's that sniffy nurse.
Come in, Constable. Is there something wrong?
I don't want to alarm you, Nurse Barker. We traced the murderer back to this neighborhood.
Murder? There's been another murder?
I'm afraid so. Crippled girl this time. Would you ask the professor and the others to step down here?
Of course, right away.
What are you writing? I would like your permission to go to Boston tomorrow with Dr. Perry. He thinks the doctor there can bring back my voice. I think it's nonsense. But you can go on one condition. And that is that you go tonight. Get out of this house tonight. Do you understand me? There's too many trees. Get out of this house tonight, Helen. Do you hear me? Who's there? Why, Mr. Spy on us?
I'm not spying on you. The counsel's outside and wants to see everyone in the household.
Does he expect a miracle to happen and have me walk out there after 2 whole years of not being able to take a step?
It isn't you he wants to see. It's everyone else, Helen included. He's waiting.
Go on, all of you. But Helen, the moment you're finished, you'll come back. Alone.
Professor Warren.
Yes.
Sorry to bother you and the others again.
That's perfectly all right, Constable. I suppose it's about the murder.
Yes.
I've asked Nurse Barker to tell my assistant he should be down shortly. Is it that you think someone in this house might...
No. Just merely a routine checkup. We have now reason to believe that the murderer might be in the neighborhood.
If your visit here is in the nature of our establishing alibis as to our whereabouts this afternoon, I'm afraid you'll find it a little difficult.
Why is that, Professor?
Most members of this household work individually, alone. We see each other at meal times, but aside from that, we keep to our own rooms. I'm preparing a textbook at present, Constable. I have an assistant who is aiding me in my research. Both of us have been in our rooms since lunch, supposedly. That is with the exception of your earlier visit, Constable. This is Stephen Rice, my assistant.
How do you do?
Stephen, where have you been since lunch?
In my room. I was finishing the work we started this morning.
And have you finished?
No, not quite.
Are these all the members of the household, Professor?
There's the housekeeper, Mrs. Oates.
Don't worry. I spoke with her when I stopped by earlier.
And you know Nurse Barker, and of course Helen, my stepmother's companion. I think that's all.
Haven't you forgotten someone, Professor Warren?
I don't believe so.
Your stepmother?
Of course.
I don't think we need to worry about her, Professor. She's been bedridden for some years, hasn't she?
Yes, she has. And besides, Nurse Barker was with her all afternoon.
She ordered me out of her room after lunch. I was upstairs most of the afternoon.
I don't think we need to worry about your stepmother, nor anyone else for that matter. But to keep the record straight, I better be going now. Oh yeah, the wires are up. If you see anyone suspicious about, call me right away.
Of course we will, Constable. We appreciate your concern.
Professor, could I have a word with you?
Certainly.
Concerning Helen, I wish you'd keep a close eye on her. Each one of the girls murdered had some sort of physical affliction. I believe that's in the distorted brain of this maniac.
Of course. I'll be exceptionally careful. I'll arrange things so that she'll always be with someone for the next few days.
Thank you.
There's still an hour before dinner. I'd like to have that work finished, if possible. Helen, are you going in to see my stepmother? Very well, but don't indicate anything to her about the murder. Do you understand? We mustn't upset her. And if there's anything you need, I'll be in my study.
Helen, don't fuss though. Pack your things and leave this house tonight. There's too many trees. They stretch out their branches and they knock at the window. They try to get in. When it's dark, they move. I've seen them. Creeping into the house. Go away, my dear. You're such a sweet little girl. I want to take care of you. If you don't leave, you must sleep with me tonight. Helen, don't be afraid of me. I want you to be my friend. Would you get me something? It's in the top drawer of the dresser, wrapped in a silk scarf. Helen? Helen, you bring that here, Helen! Come here, Helen! Come here, Helen! Come near to me!
Get the ether, Helen. It revives her when she has an attack like this.
Send her away. Send her away. Out of this house tonight. I want the doctor.
We'll send for him, Mother.
Stupid girl. She's to blame. She brought on this attack. She deliberately refused to give me my spectacle case.
Is it true, Helen? Bring that to me, Helen.
There. You're welcome to it. Now get out of here, both of you.
Will you be all right?
Yes, but send for the doctor. I want him here. There's been another murder, hasn't there?
I asked you not to tell her.
I know.
Stephen, where were you this afternoon?
I believe I told you I was in my room, working.
I went over that work you supposedly did. Where were you really this afternoon?
Professor Warren, if you find my work unsatisfactory, I know an easy remedy for that. But I'm not interested in discussing my whereabouts this afternoon.
I'm becoming bored with your impudence, Stephen.
Would you like me to leave?
Yes, but not before I've called the constable. I believe he would be interested in your activities today.
Professor Warren,
Yes.
Stephen was with me this afternoon. I had a bad headache. When Mrs. Warren told me to leave, I asked Stephen to go for a walk with me. It's my fault. I thought he could get finished before dinner. When we got back, I took a nap, and he went back to his room.
Do you like walking in the rain?
We got back just before the rain
Stop
started.
it, please. You don't have to make excuses for me. I think it's the constable's place to question us, Professor Warren. Why don't you call him?
I'll take Nurse Barker's word, but I'd like you to consider this as your notice, effective immediately.
I find that just as agreeable as you do. I'll go up and pack.
I'm sorry, Professor Warren.
It's just as well. I haven't liked his attitude from the start, and I don't think he's been a good influence here.
I hope that I didn't.
Not at all. This has been coming for some time. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'll get back to that work, which should have been finished this afternoon.
Helen? Why, you look as though you've lost your lost friend. Now you have nothing to worry about. If anybody tried any other funny business on you, I would soon give them what for. As I always say, murder is like $1 million lottery. Somebody wins it, but it is never me, and it's never you. Besides, there's safety in numbers, Helen. Hi, there's Professor Warren and Mr. Rice and me and Nurse Barker. We'll all look after you. You'd better let me get that, Helen. Oh, it's okay. It's Dr. Perry. Good evening, Doctor.
Hello? Excited? About tomorrow. Afraid? That's a girl. Now let's go in and have a look at Mrs. Warren. Good evening, nurse.
Good evening, Doctor.
How's the patient?
Difficult as usual. I don't know why I'm kept on here when I spend most of my time out of her room.
Would you wait out here? I may need you. Yes, Mrs. Warren?
A girl was murdered in this house a long time ago. Did you know that?
Shh, Mrs. Warren. Don't talk for me.
It was murder. I saw it. Upstairs from a window. It was nearly dark and I thought it was only a tree.
Mrs. Warren.
It was nearly dark and I thought it was only a tree in the garden. It stood so still and waited. Then a poor simple-minded creature approached the house and the tree moved and threw her into the well. Helen was that girl.
Now, Mrs. Warren, you must try and get some rest.
Take her away. Take her to Boston tonight, Dr. Perry. Take her away.
Helen, get me the ether. find it? We'll ask Nurse Barker. Nurse, would you step in here for a moment, please? Would you give me the ether? Helen can't seem to find it.
But she and the professor just used it a few hours ago.
Is that true, Helen?
Where did you put it? But it's gone now? But you and the professor are the only ones that have been in this room. Unless Mrs. Warren.
You took the ether, Nurse Barker.
I didn't know such a thing.
Perhaps Professor Warren knows where it is. Would you ask him to step down for a moment, please?
Of course, Doctor.
I can't understand. It wasn't over 2 hours ago that we used it. I remember distinctly that Helen put it back in the bathroom.
Unfortunately, I have none with me now.
I can send Mrs. Oates into the village for some.
I don't think she'll find any there. I tried to get some this morning.
Then she'll have to go over to Hampton, I suppose.
That'll take several hours. I suggest you have some sort of stimulant handy in the meantime.
I'll go and speak to Mrs. Oates about going, and I'll get you some brandy, Doctor. Take this into Dr. Perry, Helen, and tell him that I'd like to see him before he leaves. I'll be in my room. Oh yes, Mrs. Oates will be ready to go very shortly.
Give the brandy to Nurse Barker. If she waits, give her a small amount of brandy.
She doesn't want me in her room, you know.
I don't think she'll wait for several hours yet. She's exhausted. Professor Warren would like to see you before you leave. We'll be out there if you need us. Helen? I've been doing some very serious thinking. And I've decided that you should come with me tonight. You can stay at my mother's place until we're ready to leave in the morning. I have several calls yet to make this evening. You pack while I'm gone, and I'll come back for you later. It's not good for you here, Helen. Mrs. Warren's mind is growing steadily worse, and I'm afraid she may become violent. And besides, well, you won't want to go on doing this sort of work after you can talk, will you? You mean, what if he doesn't cure you? Believe me, Helen. Believe me, he will.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but I had asked Helen to tell you I wanted to see you before you left.
I was coming up in a moment.
You might see if you can help Mrs. Oates, Helen. I thought she'd be on her way by this time.
I'll speak to the professor about your leaving tonight.
What's this about Helen leaving tonight?
I'm sorry not to have consulted you earlier, Professor Warren.
I haven't the faintest idea what you're talking about, Doctor. Why Why is she leaving, and where is she going?
I'm sorry. I assumed you knew.
I don't.
Well, after a great deal of observation, it is my opinion that Helen's condition is due to shock. It is also my opinion that a new mental therapy can restore her voice. I've made an appointment with a doctor in Boston to examine her and to confirm what I believe.
I think you're taking a tremendous responsibility. You're building up her hopes, making her believe her trip to Boston will perform some sort of messianic miracle.
Frankly, Professor, I think that's her choice.
And I believe you're doing something cruel and foolish. She seems adjusted to her affliction, and you should let it go at that.
I will be back for Helen later.
I'd like to ask you another question, Doctor. Did it ever occur to you that Helen needs this job? That she has no other means of support? That there are very few people who would employ her?
All of those things did occur to me.
Oh, I see. You're a sentimentalist, Doctor. Are your humanitarian instincts restricted only to those with serious afflictions? I understand you'll be leaving us tonight, Helen. Frankly, I'm a little disappointed in view of our generous attitude toward you.
Don't concern yourself with it, Professor Klein. Please don't. I have written a list of the places where I will be tonight. These are the ones with phones and their numbers. If you need me for any reason, have Nurse Barker call me. I'll be no later than 11. And be sure and lock the door after me. And don't let anyone in without seeing who it is. Not even me. Don't stand there, Helen. You'll catch cold.
About time you came back. The old girl woke up again, ordered me out of the room again. If I don't get away from this case soon, I'll be as crazy as she is. They gave Stephen his notice, you know. Can you take over for a while, Helen? I'm going to go upstairs and try to catch some sleep. I'll be up there if you need me.
Kept us napping tonight, haven't they? Have a chair. Say, would you like a spot of brandy? It's a great night for it. Oh, I know. Professor Warren's got a bee in his bonnet about his precious brandy. You'd think his stepmother was the only one of us that had him out. But I'm not complaining. It's not a bad place, and I suppose if it were easy to get servants to stay here, I'd have been sacked a long time ago. But as long as the place has been built, it's been hard to get people to stay on. Well, too lonely for one thing. And then, a long time ago, the house got a bad name. It's an old tale now, but back before you came, one of the servant girls was found drowned in the well. And the poor thing was addled, too. And it got the house an unlucky name, and ever since place. And then there's that Mrs. Warren. Huh, don't play that one too low. When she was younger, she spent all her time in men's boots, tramping across the fields and shooting birds and rabbits. They say that she even slept with her gun. Take my warning and be on the lookout for that one. She's got something up her sleeve. Did you ever see her evil look as she has in her eye? But I've been talking too much again. Nevertheless, I'm glad you're going tonight, Helen. There's something wrong with this house. Imagine being sent out at this hour of the night. A man of my word, that's what I am. If the late Mr. Oates were here, it would be a different story.
Mrs. Oates, I understand you're going into Hampton. Mind if I ride along?
Well, I don't see why not. I see you've had your fill too. Either that or the professor wanted a little more work and a little bit less lollygagging with Nurse Parker.
Draw what conclusions you choose. But if you want my company, you'll puzzle them out on the way to town. Coming? Bye, Helen. Good luck in Boston. You deserve a break after this house. Oh, Helen, I left a note from Nurse Barker on my dresser. Would you see that she gets it? Thank you.
Now, be sure and lock the door behind me. And don't let anyone in until I get back.
Gone? She couldn't be gone.
I'll show you a trick or two if you don't get out of here.
I'll get out of here, Mrs. Warren. Not only out of here, but out of this house. I'm all packed anyway.
Good riddance.
I've had enough of you, this house, and the stupid servant girls and their wild imagination. I'm leaving this house tonight.
Quick work. I soon clear them out. I hate this. Always washing your face. Go with her, Helen. Go with Nurse Barker. Leave this house tonight. Then you must do something else. You must hide under the bed. Do you understand me, Helen? You must get under the bed. Helen? Helen, come here! Come nearer to me!
Oh, no, you don't. No one's going to stop me from leaving this house tonight. Storm or no storm. And if you were smart, you'd leave too. Go to Professor Warren with your troubles, if you can find him. I'd like to tell him a thing or two. Do you know where he is? He's not in his study. Professor Warren! Professor Warren! Professor Warren! Oh, no, you don't. I'm not going in there to be insulted again. He's not in there anyway. Well, I'm through looking for him and in no mood for hide and seek. When you find him, tell him at the village hotel, and he can send me what he owes. I'd rather be out in that than in here. Goodbye, Helen. And good luck.
matter, Helen? What is it, Helen? Stop tugging at me. An attack. We'd better go in and have a look. Helen, I'm afraid you're letting Dr. Perry's opinions influence you too much. My stepmother is thoroughly harmless. And besides, I'll be with you. There's nothing to be afraid of. Very well. I'll attend to her myself. But Helen, would you do something for me? I've just brought a bottle of brandy up from the cellar. Would you put it away in the cabinet before Mrs. Oates comes back? Here, this is the key. You'll find the brandy in the kitchen. Who is it?
Constable Wood, Buster. I'm on my way back into town. Wonder if everything's all right.
We're all right. Everyone's retired.
I'll be on my way then. Good night.
Good night. Did you try to use the phone, Helen? And found that you couldn't? Dr. Perry is wrong, my dear. You'll never talk. You might as well know, Helen. Things will be easier for you my way. Look at yourself, Helen. Look at me, Helen. Don't you see? You're imperfect, Helen. Just as the girl in the hotel today was imperfect. She, a cripple. And you? You looked into that mirror once before today, and I watched you. Did you know that? You had no mouth then. Just as you have none now. And there is no room for imperfection in the world, Helen. I must see to that. It is my sacred duty to dispose of imperfect girls before they bring more of their own kind into the world. We're quiet here now, Helen. I'm glad I waited. Out the way. I saw to that. Just you and I alone, Helen. And now there will be no interference. Helen?
But I knew the servant girl in the well, and the others in town, and the cripple in the hotel. But I never had proof until today. I made myself an invalid years ago, so I could be near him, so I could watch him. But I never had proof until today. So he was disposing of the imperfect in the world. And now he's been disposed of himself. 10 years. Too late.